High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
All right, here we are once again this morning. Taylor Burnett with you. I had Katie on last week and we talked about the name of the show. We were going through it and we don't even really kind of know what it is, but here we are Wednesday morning. I've got a very special guest in more ways than one that is going to grace our presence this morning. And the scary thing is there's no telling where the show's going to go more than anything. So I'll let you introduce yourself. Everybody's waiting on bated breath right now.
Well, it went south before we even got started, so yeah.
Right.
Hey, Carlson here. I'm glad to be on the show this morning.
And what do you do, Pake?
Construction trades teacher.
All right. Pake is the man, the myth, the legend as well. We were going down 80s movies references and 90s movies references before we started this morning, but it's kind of interesting. The difference in generations, how that works more than anything.
We're aging ourselves.
No question. There's so many great movies out there that in my mind are great, but you don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So... Pake is on for a multitude of reasons, and I wanted to have him on here. But the number one thing that's going on right now is what is going on that you're in your program?
I mean, we got a lot going on.
I know, but
one of the selling points here that we're trying to get to is, as always, we are constructing our hunting blind. It's a 6 foot by 6 foot octagonal shaped hunting blind, and like I say, my second year returning students, they always set out and build that at the beginning of the year. And that gives me time to work with my first years. So it's kind of, there's a dual purpose here. It's a fundraiser, but it's also a way for my second years to kind of branch out, not need me, while I work with the new guys.
People that say you're not bright don't know you, do they?
No.
Do. That's a good plan. I like that.
So then we build it, like I say, and we sell chances for people to win it. $10 a chance. And like I say, it's a really nice blind. I won it myself.
Very nice blind.
I mean, it is made out of wood and things, but we build it. It'll last easily, I think, setting out in the woods 20 years probably without any real maintenance.
And you are a hunter.
Yes.
So you kind of have your input and you kind of know as well.
Yes.
It's not like, the guy that was a hunter, 18 years ago that has stopped.
Yes. And this year we've upgraded.
Oh,
normally I have a
you have a bathroom inside of it, a heater,
yeah, that'd be nice.
Wi-Fi.
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
We always build the same one, but the windows in the prints are
in the walls.
They're not the best.
Okay.
So this year I've reached out to a company that's called Deerview Windows, and that's what they do is they make windows for hunting blinds.
Oh.
So we're putting some pretty fancy, legitimate windows in it this year, so it's even better than it has been in the past.
So does it help when you have buck fever, a little bit more looking out?
Well, they just work better. They seal better. Yeah.
Seal better is a big deal, especially those early mornings.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, when it's -10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And the wind's never blowing, it seems like.
Of course, the older I get, I have my little buddy heater in my
You do?
blind.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
All
I'm
right.
old now.
So do you do the double propane, double little buddy?
No, it's just a
It's
single.
a single?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a
So
single.
you're not old like me then.
Well, I don't like the cold.
I hate the cold. The older I get, the more I hate it. But no, if someone was wanting a chance to win this raffle, how would they do that?
So if you can track down a construction student, like say they've all got tickets and they're trying to sell them right now. So, or you can, reach out to me, come by High Plains, of course, and find me and I can sell you a ticket. I mean, the best way is to find a student or to come by. But if you want to talk to me about it or need information, holler at me at 580-571-6131.
Okay, I could get you into the last two digits.
Yeah.
So 6131. The 31 is what I was looking at you going, I can get you very close, but you're going to have to get the
Now,
finish
often
that up.
I call my own office. No, I have
Okay.
trouble remembering. But that's it.
All right, 6131. So 580-571-6131 for your chance. Because there's only so many chances you're selling. Is
500.
Yeah.
We're selling 500. Like I said, they're $10 a ticket.
And we are wanting the public to do that because I know that this weekend you had a student that went out to the rods and...
Yeah, we had a couple students out at the Racks and Rods hunting show.
Yeah.
And they sold several out there. And the point, like I said earlier, was it keeps them busy. It gives them something to do. But like I say, the money that we get from it benefits those students directly because we do a lot of activities throughout the year, whether it's leadership training or, when we go somewhere we need to pay for meals. That's what this money does for our class. So it directly goes to the students in a sense. Like it pays for things they do.
So in essence, the plant sale, throwing that out there that people know about, you're doing that for your program with that as well,
This
right?
is one of those fundraisers, yes.
Okay. And it's a great blind. I have helped load it with a board member onto his trailer, and the wind tried to demolish it, and Pake got it working again. So
we won't say names, but we'll use this as an example. Make sure you tie it down with the Oklahoma winds.
There you go.
If he's listening, he'll really appreciate this.
Yeah. I think I actually have dropped his name before. But we'll leave him out of this.
Okay.
So when you talk about your program with things, when we're talking about construction trades, it's more than just, hey, going in there in the wood shop with things as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love what you're doing because I know for a fact you've done it before, and we've talked about it on here, the tiny houses as well. So talk about that process because, folks, those are big things, I mean, you talk about a hunter going up into you could pull something like this, but go ahead and talk about what you do with that as well.
Well, a couple years ago, we started doing the tiny homes, and they're a great project for what I do because obviously that's what my students are there for, is to learn how to build a home and then, of course, other things that are involved in it. So I know some programs build a full-on house in other parts of the state, but it's a lot to get done, and they don't always get to have hands on every single aspect of it because it's a lot bigger.
Yes.
I think the tiny home fits because all my students will get to be a part of all of it, if that makes sense. So they're gaining the same skills, but they get to do more of each because it's smaller. Mm-hmm. And that's the way I look at it from my standpoint as an instructor.
Man, once again, Pake's full of brilliance this morning.
Yeah. No, I took my pills.
You might want to call it a day after this.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, that's cool because you do have the first year students as well as the second year students.
Yeah.
So people that don't understand when we say first year and second year, kind of explain the evolution from that first year to that second year.
Well, I mean, juniors and seniors basically is what we're talking about, or adults.
Or adults,
yeah. Like I say, they're coming in that first year and they're getting all their basic skills, their basic knowledge, and then honestly, their second year, I do kind of let them branch out into more specific. I mean, they're still working on tiny house, but, we cover the majority of what we do is the framing of homes, carpentry, and then cabinet making. That's our two big worlds, I guess. Okay. Well, that second year, I kind of let them, if they've decided, well, I'm really more interested in cabinet making, they kind of get to go down that road a little bit more. So first year, they got to do both.
Yeah.
And then second year, they kind of they still do both to an extent, but they get to focus on one more than the other, if that's kind of what you're asking, I guess.
Yeah, because the framing is a big piece, and I know that with everything as well. And in the cabinet making, we've seen the skills, some of those as well, I mean, and when you say adults, we had an adult that was my age almost out there as well. So
I don't know if he's that old. But.
Yeah, she is that old, trust me. She just doesn't have the gray hair for some reason. I kind of like this show because Katie posts the picture after the fact, and I'm seeing the evolution of my hair growing back out as we speak. So we're on week 3 now. But no, so the cool thing is because you're even doing some wiring in there as well.
Yeah.
Some pieces of that
we
also.
do pretty much 100% of it. Like I say, we frame it from the ground up. Wire, plumbing, sheetrock. Like I say, if we do it, we do it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Now, the new thing this year, last year, moving them has become a bit of an issue. It's not easy to move one. Mm-hmm. So we actually got together at the end of last year with our welding program, and they have built us a trailer. So
sweet.
This tiny house will be on a trailer, on axles. Okay. It'll be a permanent part of it. Essentially, we're building a mobile home, if you will.
All right.
Small mobile home.
Yep.
So that's going to be, I think, a great addition because it just makes transportation easier. And if you're looking for something to move once in a while, I wouldn't consider it a, on the road all the time kind of thing, like a camper. But if you need to move it every once in a while, not very far kind of thing.
Okay. So like when I have a kid in Oklahoma City, a kid in Stillwater, and a kid in Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah.
Then I can take it between the three during those years, right?
Yeah. And it's not that I worry about it transportation wise. But like I say, we don't build it like an RV or a camper.
A little bit of wear and tear.
There's no 12-volt and stuff. You have to, when you get it where you're going, plumb it in, wire it.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it's not made to be mobile per se.
Okay.
But could be easily moved.
But it's easy to get transported to where the final destination.
Yes.
Is there a way that they could take it off that trailer eventually as well if they
Not,
wanted to? Okay.
I mean, yes, and if you're handy enough, anything can be done. But no, it's
in
going
the
to be
fabrication
permanent.
side of it, I know the welding program, the fabrication side of it's legit with this as well.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah.
They built a heck of a trailer.
Because I do know that there were people that I had friends in Texas that were reaching out to me with your tiny homes, and they had me FaceTime, and they're like, I want this. And then they checked into transporting it down to South Texas. And like, I might
10 grand later.
Yeah, exactly. I might as well buy a RV.
Right.
So, yeah.
And we've got, full disclosure, we've got somewhere in the midst of $8,000 in the trailer.
There you go.
So it's still in the cost, but like I said, it's so much simpler, and you could move it again without that additional cost.
Cool.
It's paid for and it's done one time.
It'd be really great for a hunter or someone that has land that they're only got, or a lake house type of a scenario.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be way
mother-in-law
cool.
suite.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put it in my front yard when my wife kicks me out, and the HOA would just love that, I'd assume.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you talk about things going with this too, where do you see the evolution of where you might have to advance in your construction program with things? What do you think the next thing will be?
I'm not real sure. We keep just getting technologically advanced all the time as far as what we do. I guess if you talk about like what jobs are out there now, like I say, you look in the construction industry and computers are a big part of it now. Graphics and things, especially if you go into the architectural side. I guess
they're learning that right now as well, right?
No, we don't really cover the.
But they're learning how to read the plans.
Yeah, to read them.
Yes.
But we're not on the design side.
Yeah.
But that's, mine's pretty much the hands-on skills, like as far as swinging a hammer and all that, using a saw. But there is another side as far as, which would be way over my head, the computer part of it.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah.
Okay.
And what I love about it, too, is what the students don't realize is what they're learning every day in your program is what? Math.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They don't have any idea that they're learning that.
Yes.
But, it's a big piece of that.
It is. And I tell my kids all the time, like, my worst subject in high school was math.
Okay.
But when
And look at you now.
Like, say, I think everybody, of course, around me knows that I was once a student in this program.
Yep.
When I got in there, I realized how that math applied, and it would click for me because I could see it. And I think that's a big proponent to it, Of course, we have a saying in my class anyway. Math is an acronym.
What is it?
Mental abuse to humans.
Okay. All right. I was worried if they were going to have to push the pause button over there. Okay.
But like I say, that's what I always tell them. Like, it is hard. It's mental abuse, but then I teach them how it relates and show them how they can simplify it for what we need to do in construction.
See, folks, parents, listen to that. That's coming straight out of the horse's mouth. Someone's been in the industry, someone that's teaching it, and someone still does the things on the side as well. So, All right, anything else to add, Pake?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It was a great morning. I learned some things, and you are ready to seize the day. I'm expecting a big day out of you.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see y'all next week, and take it easy.